Caitlin Clark just showed why she's a leader on the court, even in defeat. After the game against the Minnesota Lynx, she didn't hesitate to take responsibility.
And honestly, I thought we played really good in the fourth, and my turnover in transition is what I felt like really kind of ended the momentum for us.
This self-criticism shows Clark's maturity, but we can't let it overshadow the positive impact she had on the game. Even with this loss, what we saw on the court was nothing short of a warning of what's to come in the playoffs. 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. These aren't just rookie numbers. These are the numbers of someone who's ready to wreak havoc in the postseason. And the most impressive part, this was against Cheryl Reeve's team, one of the best coaches in the league, who most certainly put together an exclusive system to defend Caitlin in this game. Clark's ability to deliver such a solid performance, while also owning up to her mistakes, demonstrates just how special she is. She not only plays at a high level, but also has the mentality of a true leader. And it's not just Clark. We have to talk about Aaliyah Boston dropping 20 points and Kelsey Mitchell with 23. The Fever is building a squad that's making everyone rethink their playoff strategies. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and get ready, because we're going to dive deep into this game, see what happened, why the Fever lost, but most importantly, why this loss might just be a minor detail in a much bigger story that's unfolding. The Fever lost 99-88 to the Minnesota Lynx, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. First, as we saw before, we have Clark. She finished with 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. For those following the season, this is no surprise at all. Clark is playing at an absurd level, especially for a rookie. But the most impressive part, she did this against a Lynx defense that was clearly focused on her. Cheryl Reeve's team knows the danger Clark poses, and yet she still managed to find spaces and create plays. And it's this kind of aggressive mentality that makes the difference in the playoffs. Now we have to talk a bit about the rest of the Fever roster, because it's not just Clark who's crushing it. Aaliyah Boston finished the game with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, with a 60% field goal percentage. Boston is proving she's not just a good defensive player, she also knows how to score when needed, and it doesn't stop there. Kelsey Mitchell, who's having an incredible season, managed to score 23 points. Mitchell is showing insane consistency, and her partnership with Clark is getting sharper and sharper. But what does this mean for the Fever in the playoffs? This combination of Clark, Boston, and Mitchell, it's a nightmare for any defense. You have Clark, who can create plays out of nowhere, Mitchell, who can explode offensively at any moment, and Boston, who dominates under the basket. The most interesting thing is that these three are still learning to play together. Imagine when they have a few more games to gel. The potential is scary, and there's more. The fact that the Fever has already clinched a playoff spot means they can use these last regular season games to fine-tune details, experiment with some different plays, without the pressure of needing to win at all costs. This leads me to think, are we going to see the Fever giving some rest to key players in the upcoming games? Maybe give more minutes to the bench to have everyone 100% for the playoffs? While we think about that, let's talk a bit about what this game against the Lynx showed us about the Fever's potential in the playoffs. First, we need to remember that the Minnesota Lynx isn't just any team. They're second in the standings with a 25-9 record. So, even with the loss, the fact that the Fever managed to score 88 points against such a strong defense is a positive sign. It shows that the Fever's offense has the potential to cause problems even for the league's best prepared teams. Another important point, the Fever showed they can stay competitive even when things aren't going well. They had problems with turnovers. The defense didn't always work as it should, but even so, they stayed in the game until the end. This is crucial in the playoffs, where every possession counts. And speaking of which, the Fever still has time to make some adjustments. Indiana's team had 14 turnovers in this game against the Lynx, which is a concerning number. But look, it's not the end of the world. With a little more chemistry and some tactical adjustments, they can significantly reduce this. Another point that needs attention is the defense. The Fever allowed the Lynx to score 99 points. In the playoffs, where every possession is crucial, they'll need to tighten up that defense. But again, it's something that can be worked on during this preparation period. Now, let's talk about the potential for rest. Clark, Boston, Mitchell. They've been playing a lot of minutes throughout the season. Giving them some time to recharge their batteries before the playoffs could make all the difference. Imagine them coming back 100% rested and ready for battle. And there's more. This preparation period also allows Coach Christie sides to make adjustments to the tactical scheme, maybe create some specific plays to exploit Clark's strengths, or develop defensive strategies to contain the main attacks of the opponents. The fact is that the Fever has all the ingredients to be a surprise in the playoffs. They have individual talent in spades. They're showing better and better chemistry on the court, and now they have this golden chance to prepare adequately. If they can use this time wisely, solving these small problems we saw in the game against the Lynx, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Fever in the finals. Close your eyes and imagine it's the first playoff game. Gainbridge Fieldhouse is packed. The Fever crowd is in ecstasy. The score is tied, 10 seconds left in the game. The ball is in Caitlin Clark's hands. What happens next? How does this game end in your head? Seriously, think about it for a moment. Because what we're seeing here, with this Fever team, is the beginning of something that could be really special. We're witnessing the birth of a new era in women's basketball. And you know what's even more incredible? We're here, following all of this from the beginning. A few years from now, when people are talking about how the Fever became a WNBA powerhouse, we'll be able to say, I saw it happen, I was there. So folks, enjoy every second of this, because what we're seeing here is history being made in real time. The Fever isn't just another team in the playoffs, they're the team everyone's watching. Why? Because they have the power to completely change the game. Think about it. What happens if the Fever really takes off in these playoffs? What if Caitlin Clark starts playing at an even higher level? What if Aaliyah Boston dominates the paint? What if Kelsey Mitchell becomes that player no one can stop? Suddenly, we're not just talking about a team making a good run. We're talking about a revolution in the WNBA. We're talking about a team that could change the way women's basketball is played and viewed. But the path won't be easy. There are established teams with years of playoff experience that won't hand over the trophy on a silver platter. There are coaches who will spend sleepless nights trying to figure out how to stop Clark. There are veteran players who will want to prove they're still the best in the league. And that's the point. The Fever isn't just playing against other teams. They're playing against expectations, against the weight of history, against the idea that rookies can't dominate the playoffs. Every game will be a battle. Every possession will count. And the pressure? It's going to be immense. But what if they succeed? What if, against all odds, this group of young talents led by Clark manages to go far in the playoffs? Then, my friends, we won't just be watching a great basketball season. We'll be witnessing the birth of a dynasty. The question is, do you think the Fever is ready for this challenge? Do they have what it takes to overcome all this pressure and make history? Do this. Leave in the comments what your biggest expectation is for the Fever in these playoffs. Will they surprise everyone? Will Clark have an iconic moment that we'll remember for years? Or will they encounter unexpected challenges? Share your ideas, debate with other fans, make your predictions, because in a few weeks, when the dust settles, it'll be amazing to come back here and see who got it right. And look, if you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay on top of everything happening in the WNBA, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We're following every step of this journey, and you won't want to miss any details. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.